Hello, my dear children. Last class we read and enjoyed the poem The Road Now Taken by Robert Frost. Today we will do the explanation of the poem. Alright? First, I summarize the poem. Later, stanza wise explanation will be done. Okay. In the poem The Road Now Taken, Robert Frost makes a fascinating use of two roads as a metaphor for life. The two roads stand for the choices we make in life. Frost combines rustic simplicity with hidden, indirect, and implied meaning in the poem. The narrator of the poem was walking in the yellow woods. He reached a point where the road branched off into two paths. He had to choose one of them. He looked at the two paths carefully and realized that one of them was more worn out than the other. It seemed as though many travelers had been on that path before. The other path was grassy, and it was obvious that it was fairly untouched. Both paths seemed to appeal to the narrator. However, since he could not travel on both, he chose the path that had not been travelled on. He thought he would perhaps come back another day to travel on the well travelled path. But he knew that that might never happen, as the path he chose now would lead him to many other paths and he would never be able to come back. Understand? The narrator ends on a thoughtful note, wondering how he would look back on this day and realize that his choice of the untraveled path had made all the difference in his life. So, first answer, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here you have some new words. Diverged means separated and took a different direction. Yellow wood, a forest with decomposing leaves, yellow leaves. Undergrowth means dense growth of plants and bushes. Okay. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Here the speaker says there were two roads at the fork in the woods. Fork means the point where something, especially a road or river, divides into two parts. Okay. The forest was yellow because it was autumn and this time trees shed their leaves. By setting the poem in the woods in autumn, Frost creates a sense of silence and a tone of melancholy. Melancholy means a gloomy state of mind. And sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood. The speaker showed regret for not being able to travel both the roads at the same time. Being one traveler, he could not travel on both the roads. Okay, he stood at the crossroad for a long time to try and decide the path he should follow. And he looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. The speaker looked down one of the roads as far as his vision could reach. He could see only as far as a path took a bend at the thick undergrowth. Undergrowth, I told you, dense growth of plants and bushes. At this point, let's think about the metaphorical meaning of the poem. Metaphor means a comparison is made without using like or as. Simile already we studied. Simile means comparison is made using like or as. Here metaphor. Metaphor means comparison is made without using like or as. Okay. Here comparison is made. At this point, let's think about the metaphorical meaning of the poem. The road represents decisions we make, and the fog represents the choices we have in life. And the undergrowth represents the uncertainties in life. The poet is at the crossroad of his life and not on an actual road. He could be trying to see further ahead into the future, but is unable to find. So he has to be cautious in his choice. Actually, it happens in our life also. When we have choices, we have alternatives, but we have to choose only one out of them. So we should think twice or thrice and several times and take a correct, good decision. Alright? Thank you.